What's up, everybody? It's your boy, K to Don.
And I'm Apika. And today we have a very special guest for this episode. He wears several hats as a saxophonist, composer, band leader, and he's the co-founder of an artist management agency called Resonator Arts. Please welcome my very dear friend and guest, Ben Chin, Saxa Shaolin, Ming. You wear so many hats.
It's the men of many hats.
Man, I was struggling, but
I know there's too many names. There's too many names, too many companies, too many ideas.
Too many hats.
I know.
For real. And speaking of many hats, make sure you download the Love First app, and don't only download it, but subscribe to a plan. And if you don't got it already,
What are you waiting for?
exactly. And to show some love for free, you can always hit that like button on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching this from, and show some love in that comment section. Let us know what you think about the episode, and say hi. We say hi back. That's just how it goes, baby.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. So I wanted to start out with, I've known you as Ben for several years now, but I've always wondered why your artist name is Saxa Shaolin.
Oh, okay. I haven't told you this story.
Maybe you have, and I've probably forgotten by now.
Oh, I don't know. Okay,
But I get to learn.
Yeah, you get to learn. So, okay, I moved here to New York in 2015. So I was playing. I didn't have an artist name or anything, right? But my day job was busking on the trains, like 6 days a week. 5 hours, 6 hours a day, I was playing on the trains. I started on the platform. I then went on the trains themselves. And so I had a couple different routes. But once you're on those routes, you start to learn who else is there, like who the regulars who's been doing this for like decades. And one of them is this legendary, like notorious saxophonist. His name's Antenna Man. And he's got, I don't know if you've seen him before. He like has a sports like headband, and then he puts flashlights, and he plays alto. And his whole thing is he'll come onto the train and he'll go, "My name's Antenna Man and I'm from the planet, and this is the language we speak." And then it's just the craziest saxophone, like atonal. It's like,
I love it.
everyone hates it.
I'm here for it.
Fucking hates it. And like, so, but one day I'm doing the trains. I'm doing rush hour, which is like horrible. It's already like packed. No one wants to hear me. I'm like right next to you. This dude comes on. Antenna Man comes on with an arm sling. So he just like broke his arm. Saxophone in the other hand. And he's obviously drunk. He's like stumbling onto the train. And he comes up to me. And he's like this. He's like, "Shaolin!" Yeah. Hi. Yo, what's up, man? Is it Shaolin? How long you been playing? Like I don't know, 10 years. I'm no, on the train. oh, sorry, like 3 years, man. He's like, "We must battle," and then he just like instantly starts playing, like no announcement. There's literally like we're sardines, you know. It's like it's rush hour, so he's there, he's playing, and then he like gets into it, and I start playing back. I have video of this. I have actual footage of this. We're playing, and he like starts to get into it, a little too into it, and then the train hits, it hits like a bump, and the dude goes flying. He goes flying into people, and it's just chaos.
Yo, you gotta send us that video.
Yeah.
Ever since then, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take that. That's my name now.
That's an incredible story.
That's a great story. He said, "Shaolin,
Yeah, I'm like,
how long have you been playing?"
We must battle now.
Victory gets the train.
Wow. Oh my God. Yeah, I remember when you were busking and stuff, because like I met you in 2015.
Right.
Around that time, like when you were starting out Q&A and stuff.
Yeah. Busking was my fucking life. Like every day I was there. I was eating like 2-3 meals on the trains. That was crazy.
Wait, you were eating meals on the trains?
Yeah, because I was like playing, and then
okay,
and then
I
I'm
see.
like, I had like lunch packed, You know, I was like, I'm not wasting time going for lunch.
Yeah,
I would sit on my
too.
amp and like eat my food.
Wow.
On the platform. Yeah.
Yo, and that's dope. And actually, I feel like, see that's the type of hunger that I feel like most New Yorkers don't take advantage of. Like, I was born in New York, but I was raised in Florida. So when I came back to New York, I'm like, yo, every place in the world doesn't have just all these people for your access just like this. You know what I mean? Like, there's not every area in the world like that. So taking the opportunity on the trains, I think is dope. And I think you having the outside of you kind of gave you like that extra vision to notice it, rather than people that grew up around it as just, oh, this is daily, this happens all the time.
Right. Yeah. Because like all the like New Yorkers is just so regular. You know, and it's just like, oh, why would I go do that? But it's a gem. You know, like it's a little different nowadays, especially literally right now. The cops are on one right now, like really clamping down on a lot of buskers. But yeah, when I was doing it, oh man, if you had the right act, you had the right route and everything, you could make it a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seriously did that when I first moved back. I was selling CDs on there, doing that, performing songs, and
Right.
And yo, there was somebody, I don't even think they was in the best position to like, yo, I'm gonna give you my last $5 because that song really touched me, but I don't even have it, but I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, and it's a crazy way to practice engaging with the crowd because it's so personal.
Yeah.
And they already hate you.
I was about to say that. It's almost like the Apollo Phil, like they're against you. So if you win them over, like, yeah.
Right?
You know?
Right. Yeah.
There you go. That's a key to success right there. Like, I remember, so I've never really done busking, but the closest I've done that is I have a sister. Her name is Mel. And when we were teenagers, we got on the subway. And I don't know what happened. I remember what happened. There was a guy that got on the subway, and he was just mediocre. Like, he was just like sorry, he was white. But he was, he was like got on the train, and he was like singing some kumbaya stuff. And everyone's just like, oh, that was amazing, wonderful, throwing money at him and stuff. And me and my sister are looking at each other like, really? So then we got on the train afterwards, and we're like, we're not even gonna ask for money. So my sister, she's just like, hi guys, we don't want your money, we just want to sing for you. And I don't even remember what we sang, but it was just like, we ended up singing. It was like 2 people in the train car too. But I have so much respect for people who busk. Like, I have a lot of friends like you who started out just playing in the subway, and it takes so much courage, and it takes so much dedication, and just having to do it over and over and over again. So, I commend you for that.
Nah, it takes, it definitely takes a lot of confidence too. Because I remember, just building up to confidence to go do that, and to, I mean, because sometimes you not only like trying to get these people that might not want to hear you, but also you could be worried about what their perception is of you by doing this. You know what I mean? Because you have a lot of people that might do it that don't have any talent, that's just asking for money. But we're actually like bringing out talent to show you, hey, this is what we're doing. And then it's dope because I didn't even know it was called busking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had no idea. So you guys kind of like taught me something with that. But what got you into the saxophone, like, to begin with?
That was the American school system. That was
That was gonna be one of my questions too. I was curious about that.
Yeah, no. I went to a good school and they had a band program, which is, I think now as I'm older, I'm realizing like having a good band program is so rare in this country. Like there's so many out there and there's so many that just overlooked. But I had a good one. And they like gave me an opportunity to try out some instruments. They were like, try 3 out. I tried the flute, I tried the trombone, and then I tried saxophone because my dad loved the saxophone. I was like, all right, I'll try this thing.
Nice.
And then the saxophone was the easiest. Like, it came the most naturally to me. So I was like, all right, I'm going for that.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't know that.
Started middle school, and then it was kind of weird. Like, I didn't love the saxophone when I started. I mean, I was playing a lot of classical music, like marching band music, and that was not my vibe. And so I played a lot of actually bass and guitar. I was like singing in rock bands,
No.
like garage bands, and I grew up in like the suburbs of Minneapolis. So we gotta like shift the idea of the kind of music I'm playing here. But I did not want to touch my saxophone until I got into jazz, and then it was over. I was like, okay, I put the bass guitar down and all that. Yeah.
Wow.
Who's your favorite like saxophonist?
Oh, I think the first guy that comes to mind is Pharoah Sanders.
Okay.
Rest in peace. He just passed away, I think, last year. But he's a great influence. I would say. Yeah.
Fire.
Or Sonny Rollins is another one. That's like
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
Nice.
yeah.
So your music is like, it's an eclectic mix of Southeast Asian, Afro-Caribbean, and then, you know, American, like the United States. So how did your influences, your musical influences, lead you to like marry all of these together?
You know, it was like what I'm doing now. I think for the first time ever, I feel like it's actually my music,
Okay.
and it took a long time to come to me.
Yeah.
You know, like we met when I started Q&A.
Yeah.
And I loved Q&A. It was this jazz hip hop band that I was running. I was playing with like some killer cats like Dylan, Cameron Coe, and Alex Gothic and all that. And I loved writing that music and playing that music.
Yeah.
But it always felt like music I was making with other people. You know, it was like a shared voice. But this one really felt like only I can make this music. Only I can combine these things the way I do.
Yeah.
And that just came to me, I think, just by trying to be like the best version of myself. You know, like what can I draw from the Q&A days? What can I draw from? I play with this band called Royal Chaos. They're a reggae band up in the Bronx. Like, what can I draw from those days? What can I draw from all these different influences and jam sessions and everything, and make something that just like that's in my voice, that's in Singlish.
What is Singlish?
So Singlish is like it's the colloquial English in Singapore.
Okay.
It's like, I would say it's pretty similar to like Jamaican patois.
Wow.
In the function, like everyone understands it, everyone speaks it, but no one really goes on air on news like
Okay.
you know. So because there's just like I could talk in lengths about it. It even got brought up like I recently went to Singapore for a gig, and my first gig ever back in Singapore, and some dude at the venue I was gonna play at wanted to cancel the show because I spoke Singlish in my music. And they were like, no, this is gonna make like Chinese people sound like we can only sound like that. This is gonna make like it's a whole thing. I could talk forever, but I was okay. But I mean, back to topic. I was like, okay, I need to make some music. I want to speak Singlish. Singlish is how I write the easiest. It just comes to me. And now what I'm trying to do is trying to pull together pieces of all these different genres I play that actually fit the tonality of Singlish.
Yeah.
Because it's pentatonic in nature.
Ooh.
You know,
okay.
it's like, which means it's already drawing from a lot of folk traditions. You're drawing from like Afrobeat. You're drawing from like folk Asian music in a lot of different countries. You're drawing from folk African American music. You know, you're drawing so I'm going back to all these like really traditional styles and taking pieces. And I'm like, okay, how does that fit with the language I'm speaking?
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dope. You know what I also think is dope too, right? So with you having all these influences, you've been doing music and being a part of different bands, now having your own sound. It's actually really dope that you actually have an artist management company called the Resonator. So one, why did you name it Resonator, and what made you want to get behind the business stuff of it? Because a lot of musicians, they really don't even want to think about the music stuff. It's almost like we have to try to like convince them, yo, look guys, we have to care more about the business. So what made you, not only could you obviously diving into the business of your own stuff, but want to dive into it for multiple artists?
Yeah, I mean, okay, all the Resonator name, all the credit goes to Zavin. He's the other founder.
Okay.
What the
Shout out
company.
Zavin.
Yeah, he was sitting on that name, that idea for I think a decade before I even met him.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and it grew out of necessity because I was putting on shows for Q&A. he was putting on shows for his band, and we were just fed up with the deals that were given to us, whether it's a venue that's giving us a deal or whether it's like working with someone. I'm like, yo, why am I busting my ass to give you the first 15 tickets just cause, and you're not even promoting for me. So anyways, like that's just one example. So both of us started putting on our own shows, started taking on the business ourselves, because like we couldn't afford to pay our musicians if we didn't do that. And then after a while, it grew into like, okay, if we're both doing this thing, let's do it together. Let's do it together. Let's, and then it slowly, and it became Resonator. It became us creating this infrastructure for bookings, for event management, and then eventually just artist management in general. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And so are there only like specific types of artists that you manage, or is it?
No, I mean, I think it's that's a good question. When we started, it was a lot of hip hop.
Oh wow.
Yeah. When we started, it was a lot of hip hop, and some R&B and some indie. Recently, it's kind of converted. It's shifted to more like indie, singer songwriter, R&B, soul. Yeah. We got some world music here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to work more in hip hop, but I think hip hop is like kind of going through. Everyone's figuring out what hip hop means when it's this age. You know what I mean? So I think artists as well.
Should
like,
we hit the big 5-0?
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like, woo.
yeah, and it also works for like younger acts. You know, because it's one thing to be an artist. Like it's one thing to be a rapper when you're 19. What happens when you're 29?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And like, are you still on that? Are you still as committed to that grind at 29? Because your life looks different. So I find that like, as much as I love working with hip hop artists, I think we're all just trying to find what that means. Yeah. If you're a hip hop musician or artist or anything, it's a interesting place in history that we're at right now.
Yeah, I think it's definitely evolving, especially to the point where hip hop was more like an underground thing, speaking for like a small group, and now it's kind of like pop music. Like it's kind of like the biggest genre, you know? So it's very different. I feel like it's evolving and changing. Now there's so many like subgenres to it and stuff like that. So it's like,
yeah, and a lot of it is like what's not clear right now is what part of hip hop is pop and what part of hip hop is that folk art.
Right,
You know
because
what I
it's
mean?
so mainstream now.
And you kind of lose. I don't know. Everything gets a little jumbled up.
it's crazy. Because I mean, like, I remember like finding it crazy, like even like drug dealing songs would be like number one, like you know. It's like, so it's like really interesting line.
Yeah, and it's incredible that you mentioned that, and I think about how people are always saying like, oh, children can't be listening to this music, like they're gonna be all messed up in the future or whatever. And I just remember listening to what's that song? To the window.
No,
I'm not gonna sing the rest of it.
To the sweat drop down,
And not knowing what that meant. I was
ski. Yo, nobody knew for a minute.
You know that when they play that on the radio now, that part doesn't even play anymore.
Yeah, they
it's
gotta
just
mute
the
it.
instrumental, and it's just like
Wait, like they censor it?
Yeah,
no, they don't
censor
put
it.
like a beep. You don't hear it at
It's
all.
just they mute
You
it
just hear
for
the
the ski.
Oh.
So they slid that by us for a second.
So like, I mean, I'd like to say that we came out okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we're good. We just got no attention span.
Yo, and you know what it is crazy? I was just having this discussion at home, right? And what it really comes down to is understanding, because like sometimes music is so ratchet, and not my thing is it's as long as we have a balance, it's okay. I feel like sometimes we lose the balance, but with that, right? I was speaking and I was saying the problem is there's people that look at this as a lifestyle instead of a vibe or for entertainment. Like I literally have lost a friend, made it out the hood, all this stuff, was living a good life, and just because of hip hop and trying to follow certain things, want to be that so bad
Yeah.
that it made you feel like he wanted to be it so bad, like he just lived the lifestyle, and then it got to him. Now he's not here. But the thing is, my dad had like a talk with me one time, and he's like, "Yo, look, I'm gonna use an example, right? Like, and I love Jada Kidd, Styles P. Shout out to Styles P. We're gonna cook up something real soon, but they like known for like gangster rappers in New York, right? And he's like, they're not doing that right now. Like, they're just rapping about it. They're not doing it. And then it hit me like, oh wow, they're probably not doing that because they got a lot of money. They're on tour. You know what I mean? So I think people just have to wake up and understand what's entertainment, what's not. Like when Cardi B hops on the song, she's like, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me show you how I got this ring. And talk about the what, but at home she cooking and cleaning. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have to understand it's entertainment, but you will find a lot of people that will live that lifestyle. Like a lot of ladies trying to be like the city girls and single party life. Yeah. But the city girls are both in relationships.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Just remember it's entertainment.
Well, to get back on topic, like, we're talking about how all of these hip hop artists are like living the bling blineo, they got the money and stuff. But, I'm just full disclosure, Ben and I work together for managing my music and stuff, and Ben's team, and shout out to Ahmad and Zavin and Olivia and Liz. And like everyone.
Can't forget the admin.
Yes. Yeah, so shout out to everyone on the Resonator team. And what I love about Resonator, and I've had people slide in my DMs like, I need I can promote your music and like blah blah blah, Spotify this and that. I'm like, I got it covered. But I just love that Resonator works to help the artist learn how to manage themselves, but also maintain their independence. Like that is just like so crucial in today's age. Yeah. Because it's especially me starting out as an artist, like I've been performing for years and stuff, but I didn't really know where to go, where to start. So like I'm really grateful for Resonator for like helping me figure out how to not like figure out how to put my emotions in a way that can be conducive to marketing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like that is kind of, the way you articulated that was pretty good too.
I was struggling, man. I was struggling.
That was pretty good. Well, shout out to you guys, right, for also teaching them how to fish. But also, you brought up an important point where artists, I think sometimes we get very emotional about our music.
Oh my God.
It can affect when it comes time to do business, when it comes time to market and this and that. And I'm probably one of the most emotional people. And I do business, but like sometimes I'll be like, the world ain't even ready for this. They don't appreciate this many songs. Like,
No, I literally, so like Resonator was born out of us doing it for ourselves. Yeah. We're still in it. I literally got off a call today and I was told that like basically half my budget's cut for my upcoming show. And I still had to figure out a way to make the show. Yeah. And the business side of me is like, okay, this is what you got to do. This is how to make the money work, and you can build a sustainable career like that. Yeah. And the other half of me was like, I was fucking tight. I was like, fuck y'all, cutting my budget. Like, and it's my own company cutting my budget. Like, fuck you, Resonator. This is an amazing set. We need we need everyone. No, it is weird because music is a weird business where it comes from an emotional place. It comes from something that's not necessarily for market. It's not like a product that's for, and then we have to find a way to make it that. At least if you want to be like commercially viable,
right?
Yeah. There are other ways. If you're like a very avant-garde musician or whoever just wants to be outside that realm of being commercially viable, then you have less problems dealing with that, I think.
All right, so I want to ask you a question, right? Business question. Let's say you have an artist. Let's start small, right? They have a minimum wage job. They find a way to save up $1,000. What should they do with their first $1,000 to help their music career start moving forward?
They got music already done?
Let's say they don't have anything ready. They just got that $1,000. Well, I kind of do. Do we want to go with the route they already at least recorded the music? Let's say they already recorded it.
Okay, let's say
this could be a two-parter.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say they've recorded their music. They have $1,000. They want to put it out. They want to get it somewhere.
Yeah.
I would say I would say you should think about how this $1,000 converts into you creating more music from that, rather than how can I spend, because $1,000 honestly is not enough to sort of kickstart anything. What it is enough to start the cycle of you finding another or creating another $10,000 somewhere. I think, and I would say, I mean, my advice for every musician and artist is different. It's really based on the genre. You know. But I think that the best thing to do with this $1,000 is create some marketing materials as cheap as you can. So that means like find a graphic designer, find a video editor, film some content, put it out, and then get yourself in front of some live people and get your and then release that music. There's no point, especially in that stage of your career, there's no point to sit on music. Like if you're sitting on music, it means that you don't have anything to leverage. You don't have anything to bring to someone. You don't have anything to convince another producer to start working with you, to convince another booker to start booking you. So, you know, it's hard to give like specific advice, but I would say definitely create some content, put it out. I would say then and think about how you can use that money to then create more music.
And you know what I like what you said too, which I want to highlight, was like the visuals, right? So making sure your graphics and the packaging of what you have is good, right? Because you could have the best song in the world, but if the packaging ain't right and it's not attractive to people that don't know who you are, not gonna do that. So I like what you're saying, like have the graphics, create some content. And then when you get in front of those people, like you said, marketing materials, you can get something cheap. It could be a wristband, something, but have some type of merch. Because if you get this opportunity to do a show, they like you, one, have some merch so they can find you afterwards, and so you can make a couple extra bucks. Let's say you just got the opportunity and you're not making money from the show. Have some merch.
Right. Yeah, and I want to say, like, marketing materials or anything, it's like marketing is one thing. It's really easy to spend, right? It's really easy to like blow out a budget and do high production. It's like everything.
For sure.
All I would say is like marketing is a thing where it does not need to be high production. It needs to be high quality, which means it needs to be the right fit for the music you're making. Like if you're making something that's down to earth, it's not flashy and all that, then don't make flashy marketing materials. You don't need a flashy music video if your music is not about that. You know, but if your music is like commercialism, it's about like money and bitches and all that, then you want to show that, okay? like you got so that's disconnect. See, if someone's making music that's like that and then they don't show that, then it's like, okay, you should have found some more money and
but also is it
music video.
Now is this different, right? Because this is something I want to make sure I understand with that too, because depending on the genre, like you said, some things aren't flashy, but does it still mean that the quality shouldn't be like top level, like, or is it like if you are a certain genre, like even the quality shouldn't look the craziest because that might not be good for them? I don't know. But I would think still, like, even if it's not flashy, you still need to make sure you have great cameras, you have great lighting, a director that knows, you know, what they're doing and all that stuff like that.
I actually disagree with that. Like, you don't need the great camera, the great director, if the music doesn't call for it. You know, I think the reason why we feel, and I agree with you, like when I want to shoot something, I want the great camera, the great director, all that, because I feel like my music is supposed to be like polished and shiny like that. But fact of the matter is, like, a lot of the music we like is not that. Like, you know, like some of the best music videos is just like dudes in a gas station. And it like fits the song, you know what I mean?
No, but see, but look, like, but here, all right. So here's the only part where I think we disagree, though, right?
This is getting interesting.
Because I think that dudes in a gas station, right? Like, it's the idea, the concept, right? That stuff is not flashy, but I still think they're coming with a professional team that's shooting them in the gas station. Okay, and they have a lighting team and stuff like that.
That's true.
Yeah,
but then you can have other people there. I mean, there are people out there who've made full on careers with like, I don't know, iPhone quality or like lower.
iPhone quality is stepping
or
up.
people who are like specifically going for lo-fi.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like-
embrace that.
Yeah, like Thundercat or Zach Fox.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, totally.
Wait, okay, so like when y'all say Thundercat, because this is like something I'm not like 100% familiar, and we probably have people that create that music. So how would you say, if we use like Thundercat, for example, like what do you feel like they're doing? They're using iPhones when they shoot that stuff, or like what do you feel like they're doing?
Well, I'm only thinking of one video in particular because the videos he's done in the past have also been like high quality and stuff. There's one video, it's like I think it's called Dragon Ball Durag.
Oh my god!
And that video, like
just on Dragon Ball, he had me. I seen that one.
Yeah. So you know, it's like kind of comedic. It's like goofy. It's making fun of himself. Things like that. The iPhone kind of
You know what? We were just talking about Doja.
Yeah.
Like her song. Like what was that song? Like Moo.
Yes.
Oh, the cow one.
The cow one.
Uh-huh.
That music video is perfect for that song and for that image. You know what I mean? Like if I was her manager and she showed me that, I was like, yeah, don't change, don't spend more.
Yeah.
If she was like, assuming she came to me and she's like, hey, this is the concept, I want to like make this a big music video, I'd be like, nah.
Yeah.
Don't spend more money. Just.
But how much? And I seen it. And it's definitely not like some high quality video. But if we're realistic, how much do we think she spent on that video? If we had to guesstimate.
No, she did it with her MacBook camera. And
Wait, how she?
So she like filmed in front of her MacBook and like had a background. So she like I think I remember the story.
I know it was like a green screen thing. Yeah,
it was a green screen thing.
Yeah.
And it was like someone sent her the track and then she like quickly recorded it and then she made the video and it was just like super easy, you know, slapped together. But what time is it?
Oh, it is that time. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. And remember, make sure you download that app. Make sure you subscribe, follow us, and if you don't have the app yet,
what are you waiting for? Go
get it right now.
Go,
hurry up,
go.
now. Why hate when you can love first? Yeah.
Don't cry when I come around, I wanna see you smile. Don't cry when I come around, I wanna see you smile. You could call me daddy, 'cause I'll always be here to hold you tight in my arms and protect you. You could call me daddy, 'cause I'll always be here to hold you tight in my arms and protect you.